Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Thank you all for joining this webinar. In the webinar, I will be introducing you to the concept of APIs, its uses, and its applications. For those of you who attended the last webinars, in the last webinar, we talked about developing your own web page. So today, I'll be taking you through how you can sort of enhance your website even further by adding additional functionalities to it via the use of APIs. However, before I start my presentation, I want to emphasize on the fact that if at any point during this presentation you have any questions or any concerns, please feel free to ask me. You can ask your questions via the WebEx chat, which you will be able to see on the bottom right hand side of your screen, or you can unmute yourself by clicking on the mic icon and ask your questions directly to us. So let me start by introducing myself. My name is Hashim Noor and I have been working as an application and content developer for the IBM Digital Nation program for the past 2 years. And my areas of focus are AI, blockchain, and API and microservices. So before I start with my presentation on APIs, I want to ask you guys, have all of you heard about the IBM Digital Nation Africa platform? Is there anyone who doesn't know about the IBM Digital Nation Africa platform? We have started a poll, which you'll be able to see on the bottom right hand side of your screen, and you can send us your responses via that poll. So let me give you a brief overview about the IBM Digital Nation Africa platform. The IBM Digital Nation Africa is a self-paced learning and innovation platform, which consists of 4 main features, which are learn, earn badges, innovate, and find jobs. On our platform, we offer a variety of courses which will help you learn and apply the latest emerging technologies such as cloud, AI, data science, etc. And on top of that, upon the successful completion of every course, you will be offered a digital badge. This digital badge is a verified proof of your achievement in learning, and these badges can be shared on social media networks such as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and are highly valued in the IT industry. But we don't just stop at theoretical learning. We also have a wide range of project-based hands-on courses which will enable you to start building innovative solutions using the latest emerging technologies. Last but not the least, you can find jobs using the IBM Digital Nation Africa platform as well. Our job advisor tool, which is powered by IBM Watson, will help you search for jobs which is most suited for you according to your skill set. It will also help you perform a skill gap analysis and then recommend courses to you which will help you further develop your skills. Now, with that being said, let me actually take you to the website of the IBM Digital Nation Africa platform and show you what it actually looks like. So here it is. This is what the IBM Digital Nation Africa website looks like. As you can see, on the home page are the 4 main features that I discussed earlier. And if you scroll down a little further, you'll be able to see our 3 main learning journeys, which is the Explorer learning journey, the Innovator learning journey, and the Newcomer learning journey. Let me briefly go over all these 3 learning journeys and show you what these consist of. The Explorer learning journey consists of short video-based courses which will help you learn about the latest emerging technologies and how they are being used in the industry. Moving on from the Explorer section, we have the Innovator section, which starts off with a Get Inspired page. On the Get Inspired page, you can view a variety of ideas which will help you and inspire you to build your own solution. Moving on, in the Innovator section itself, we have the Design page, which will help you get familiarized with the design thinking methodology and will teach you how to apply it when you are building your own solution. Lastly, in the Build section of the Innovator page, we have there are quite a few project-based hands-on courses which will allow you to get familiarized with the latest emerging technologies, which will help you build your own solution. Lastly, we have the New Color section. The New Color section is designed to offer the users the ability to gain key digital skills which are in high demand in the workplace. These digital skills are in line with job roles such as web application developer, cloud developer, AI analyst, etc. This section also features our job advisor tool, which will help you find jobs. In today's webinar, basically, we'll be going through the Develop a Push Notifications application course. So this webinar is basically in context of this course, which is in the new Innovator Build section. And after today's webinar, you will be able to go through this course and you'll be able to do the hands-on of this course and get your badge. Okay, so let me move on with my presentation now. And start by telling you about what is an API. So an API stands for Application Programming Interface, and it basically provides a way for different web applications to communicate with each other. And we interact with APIs while we are browsing the web on various occasions, knowingly or unknowingly. In order to give you a better explanation of what APIs are, let us see a diagram. So this example illustrates what an API looks like in practice. So for example, over here we have Bob. Bob wants a pizza, and Tony is the one who has the pizza. Let's say he runs a pizzeria, so he's the one responsible for the pizza delivery and everything. So if Bob wants to order a pizza, he will use his application to place an order, and the application will send a request to the database of Tony, and then Tony can then send a confirmation. Now, as you can see, the circle part, the sending of the request, and then the sending by Bob, and then the sending of the confirmation from Tony, this is handled by an API. And in order to give you a better understanding of how things look like inside an API, we have another diagram. So this is what basically happens. Bob will place an order. It will be communicated to Tony through an API, and then Tony, who is responsible for the restaurant and pizza, will then send a confirmation back using an API. So basically what an API does is it is a set of communication protocols which makes communication possible between two applications. Okay, so this is the first part of today's webinar. Now, let's look into what are push notifications, and these are the two technologies which we'll be utilizing in today's webinar, today's demo. APIs and push notifications. So what is a push notifications? I'm sure all of us have interacted with push notifications at one point or the other. So an example of a push notification is seen. You can see it on the picture, which is on the right. And a push notification is any message. For example, if you look at your phone and if you see a message from WhatsApp on your screen, the notification of that is an example of a push notifications. So with that said, with that background that I've provided you with what is an API and what are push notifications, now let us start with today's demo, in which we'll be creating a push notification service on IBM Cloud. We'll be creating a Node.js service on IBM Cloud. For those of you who don't know what a Node.js service is, a Node.js service is basically Node.js is a JavaScript framework which you can use in order to create your own web application, the front end of it and the back end of it. So we'll be creating the services on IBM Cloud. We'll link the two services, the push notifications and the API, these services together. We'll configure the push notification service, and then we will modify and deploy the Node.js service on IBM Cloud, and then lastly we'll be able to receive the push notifications on the web application. Now, I understand if this seems like a lot to handle, but bear with me, and I'm sure by the end of the webinar you'll be able to grasp these concepts clearly. So let us basically move on to the demo now. Okay. So now what you see on the screen is the IBM Cloud Platform. The IBM Cloud, and this is the IBM Cloud Platform is, and now because I'm already logged in into the platform, I did not get a prompt to log in. But if it's your first time logging into IBM Cloud, you'll get a prompt which asking you to sign in into the account. You can use the same credentials that you use to register for your DNA account to sign into your IBM Cloud account. And once you use those credentials and sign into IBM Cloud, you'll be given access to IBM Cloud Lite account, which I want to emphasize is completely free, and it offers 256 MB of memory and 45 plus apps and services which you can use to build your solutions. Okay, so now let us create the first service, which is the IBM Cloud Push Notification Service. So you go to the search bar and you search for push notifications. Once you see it, you click on the push notification service and it will take you to the main screen. Over here, you can select a meaningful name for your service. Let's say you can say this, for the purpose of this webinar, I will name it Webinar Push Notifications. And once you have selected a name for it, you can click on create, and your service will it will start creating your service. Once the push notification service is created, you will have to create the Node.js service. For that, you go to the IBM Cloud main page. For that, you can go to the IBM Cloud main page. Please try and open it in a new tab so that you don't lose your push notification service page. Once you have that, you can search for Node.js over here, and this is and you click on it, and it takes you to the page which you can use to create your Node.js application. So over here, you type in, you give it a name. Let's say, for the purpose of this webinar, I can call it sample application, and I click on create. Okay, so yeah, one thing I forgot to mention is the fact that this name has to be unique. So if someone already has an application running with the same name, you will get a prompt saying that you have to change your name. So let's say I can easily change it by adding a 1 to it. And you click on create. Oh, this name is also taken. Okay, let us try another one. Let's name it webinar sample application. Okay, hopefully this will have the same. Yeah. So okay, good. So we were able to create the push notification service and the Node.js service. And now what we'll do is we'll create a connection between these two services so that we are able to send the push notification from the push notification service to the Node.js service. For that, we need to go back to the push notification service page. We click on connections, and over here we will click on create connection. Click on create connection. Just wait for it to let's give it some time to load. Okay, and now we'll get the Node.js service is being displayed. So we click on connect and connect and restart. Now, okay, and this also you'll have to, once you create a connection between these two services, you'll get an option to restage. please click on that. The restage option basically it refreshes your Node.js application and makes the connection possible. Now once this connection is made, now we'll go and configure our push notification service. So we go to manage and we click on the configure tab, and it will show us all the different configuration settings that we need to do. It has an option for mobile. It has an application for web configuration. What this basically means is that if you want to receive push notifications on your mobile application, we'll have to go ahead and do this configuration. For our demo, because we are configuring push notifications for a web application, we'll click on web. And over here, you have an option to receive push notifications on different browsers: Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Chrome extensions, etc. What we need to focus on is the Firefox push. You can configure push notifications for other web browsers as well, and the detailed instructions for that are in the course I showed you earlier, the Create Your Push Notifications application course, which is on DNA. But for the purpose of this demo, since we are short on time, we will only be configuring push notifications for the Firefox browser. And it is a very simple way to do that. All we need to do is to put our node, the URL of the Node.js service that we created over here. So we go to the Node.js service, we click on visit app URL. Make sure you open it in a new window again, so that you don't lose your you don't go away from the main page. And you copy the URL that you see on the top of the screen. After that, you will go back to the configuration of the push notifications, and you will paste this URL in the website URL field, and you click on save. Now our push notifications application has been configured, and with that we are done with the three main steps of our demo today, which were to create the services on IBM Cloud, which were also to configure the push notifications and to link the two services together. The third step is we need to modify and deploy the Node.js application onto IBM Cloud. Now this process, while it's not complicated, it does take some time, so I have already done it for you. But let me go ahead to the course and show you the instructions for that, on how you can access the instructions. So this is the course that this webinar is in context of. So if you go to exercise, you'll see all these. If you go to the exercise, you can see the detailed steps. You have the exercise overview. You have the detailed steps with the screenshots on how you can create the services and everything. For this part where we are modifying the Node.js application and deploying it on IBM Cloud, this is the section in the course which correlates to that. What we do is we go to GitHub, this link on GitHub, we download the source code, we make the changes which are very clearly mentioned over here with the screenshots. All the fields that you need to change are mentioned here. You can open the source code that you download from GitHub using any code editor, and once you are done with making those changes, you can push your code to IBM Cloud. Again, the instructions for that are given in this course. If you just click next, you will be able to see all the detailed instructions on how you can deploy your application on IBM Cloud. Again, I want to emphasize this is not a complicated process, but it just takes some time. So for the purpose of this demo, I have already done this. And so what this enables us to do is we can skip to our last step, which is to receive the push notifications on our web application. So let us go back to our push notifications service. Okay, and you click on the messages tab. This is the tab which you use to send and receive push notifications. Since we are sending push notifications to a web application, we'll click on web application. And over here we have the message to, we have the option to send the message. So let us click, let us, let us type in any message. For example, let's say hello from the webinar. I mean, I already have a push notification, so let me remove that so that you can see. And then we click on send. It just takes some time, and after a couple of seconds, you'll be able to see a message which will be displayed on the top right hand corner of the web browser. Let's try it one more time. We click on web. Hello from the webinar 2. And let's say you click on send. And again, the push notifications, as you can see, will be displayed on the top right hand corner of your web browser. So, and that brings us to the conclusion of our demo. Let me now go back to my PowerPoint presentation and summarize what I did for you in this entire demo and show you a high-level overview of what we did. So what we did was, first of all, we created an IBM Cloud push notification service. And then we created an IBM Cloud Node.js service. We created a connection between those two services, and then we deployed a sample web application onto the Node.js service. I mean, this step was already done, like I mentioned, but if you do this demo on your own, you'll have to deploy the Node.js application as well. So after this deployment is done, you send this push notification to the push notification to the IBM Cloud Node.js service, and then it is displayed using the Firefox browser. And you can integrate this with any website that you make. You can create a website normally like you would using Node.js, and just modify it according to the instructions mentioned in this course, in the course that is on DNA, and then you'll be able to send and receive push notifications to it. That brings us to the conclusion of our demo. If there are any questions, please feel free to ask. You can ask your questions via chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask your questions. So are there any questions? Okay, so we have a question. Can you send the present? Yes, we will be doing that after the webinar is over. We'll be sending the presentation and a recording of this webinar. We will be also posting this on our Facebook group, so stay tuned for that. And so if there are no questions, let me move on and tell you a little bit more about what you can do in order to continue learning about web applications. On DNA, we have a comprehensive web application development track. It starts with a short introductory 30-minute Explorer course. It moves on to 3 project-based purpose-driven courses in the Innovator course, and then we have a comprehensive learning track based on 10 courses in our New Color track. So this is what we have to offer for web development application learning track on DNA, right? So you can continue your learning. If you have any feedback, any comments, you can get in touch with us, and we are looking forward to receiving your feedback from it. Receiving your feedback. Again, are there any questions? Okay, we have a question which says, is Node.js act as a connector between the cloud and the application? So Node.js is a service on its own. IBM Cloud Push Notification Service is a service on its own, and the Node.js is a service on its own. And you use the IBM Cloud to create a connection between those two. And so are there any other questions? So thank you all for joining, and all the best.